created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
Uno. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us. Today we are having episode 5. So, Rafa, it means that it has been already 5 months since we started this season of Music Was Born with Life. And today, yeah, life flies. And today we are having a very well-known song that we have also shared with you in the season 7 with the dissection season. This song, very well known by a good number of people, under the name of Conté Partirò by the singer, the tenor Andrea Bocelli. And there are several versions of it. One in Italian, Conté Partirò, which means I want to live, I want to live with you, leave this place and be with you. That's what Conté Partirò means. There is a version in Spanish whose lyrics is has nothing to do with living with somebody. Por ti volaré. Every time I think about it, what does it mean? Am I becoming Superman? Am I some sort of superhero? What does it mean? Por ti volaré. I mean, I know you are in love, but it is too radical to say that. Oh, I am so in love with you that I'm going to start flying. Well,
Exactly, that's right.
that's
Yes.
the ridiculous translation into Spanish, por ti volaré, and the version in English, which is time to say goodbye, which referring back, circling back to Conté Partiró, I want to go, I want to live with you, and time to say goodbye. It's in fact the opposite message, because when you say Conté Partiró, I want to live and I want to leave to be out of this place, but I'm going to leave this place and I want to be with you. The original in Italian is a continuation of being with somebody. And in English, it says, no, time to say goodbye, see you.
That's right. Yeah.
So, makes no sense. Of course,
Makes no sense.
in Italian, pretty well known in the voice of Andrea Bocelli. In Spanish, well, there has been a number of singers, but in English, of course, it is along with the also very well known Sarah Brightman. Sarah Brightman sang this one a good number of times. And well, this has been maybe one of the largest successes of the three past decades. It was in the 90s when this song became very popular. And so that's how it is about, and how this is the song that we are talking about today. We also need to mention, and Rafa, who knows, who is very familiar with social events, knows that when the group that is, entertaining people at the parties is asked to sing Por ti volaré. I think they are singing the version in Spanish. All people, if don't get mad, you can see them being very excited and being very interested in listening to that version. But before we jump into our three examples, I wanted to ask you, Rafa, in regards to the arrangements, because music is made by people who make it, right? And we can refer to Bocelli's original version with the original arrangements, with the original orchestration. But now that it is played and sung everywhere in the world by any number of singers, when it comes to those events that it seems like I just shared, I'm not sure if it was with you or Katia. I know it was with Katia. I shared with Katia recently the mariachi version of Conté Partiró. It is also in mariachi, believe it or not. So given the huge amount of versions that are out there, what is your experience? Are arrangements of those melodies played in the social events usually good, usually bad, or they are a mix of good and bad?
Thank you, Rich, and hello, everybody, everyone. my experience is that what I've been living in these events normally, or it's so often that is not a good performance because at the end, um, as you already said, the orchestra, or because this is a song that has to be performed um, with a whole, let's say, director, violins, um, the whole thing, which is in a professional um, estrado or in the
The
stage
stage. Uh-huh.
when you go to the concert, and when you are in an event, um, you're among the tables or maybe with a waitress and that kind of stuff. The people is talking and talking, and is this a little stage which is not created or made to that kind of music. So it's just kind to, in fact, the the bride and the groom normally wants this kind of songs as an special request. But it's not used to sing or to perform this song in Portivo Lare or in that kind of event. So I will say that when they do that, or when I used to do that, in fact, I never sung that because you always are comparing with Andrea Bocelli, for example, and I am not the one who really sings like him, not at all. So maybe they put on a girl, or maybe there's another guy who tries to be the more closer as possible with this guy, to Andrea Bocelli. But in summary, I think it's not so good performing in that stuff, that events.
And today we have 3 examples. This one, Rafa, that I am about to share is going to be a great surprise for you. This one you have not seen, but let me put it on the screen so that you can actually watch it. Share sound, there it is. And please tell me when you can see it. Can you see it already? Um, Ahí estás. Hello, hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I think we lost, I'm not sure where you lost my voice or my sounds, but I think you're back, or we're back, right?
Yes, I just heard that you're going to show me something.
Yeah. Yeah, let me go back to the share because the share got lost when we lost actually our connection. Share, if you could confirm when you can actually watch it.
Okay, now it's loading. Okay, now I can see.
Yeah, okay. So this is a surprise for you, but because I'm pretty sure you have never seen this one. And we're having our first, it's going to be a little unfair, but we're having our first video today, and we are sharing Andrea Bocelli himself singing with the Russian soprano Aida Garifulina. She has been a very famous soprano in the past 10, 15 years. Uh, Andrea Bocelli's case, it's in a way similar to what happens with Plácido Domingo, who used to sing with many sopranos throughout his career. That's the same case for Andrea Bocelli. He liked to have some sopranos singing along with him. And of course, there was always Con te partirò. Thanks God they are going to sing it in Italian. So I'm going to play it. And of course, since this is a recent recording, Andrea Bocelli is not that young as in the 90s. We are going to see it in his voice, notice this one in his voice, and also it is live. And remember that doing recording, studio recording versus doing it live, it's quite different. But let's take a look at this video and see how it goes. Of course, there is lots of excitement in the audience.
Stop. Pronto. Conte partirò. Got it?
Sono solo e sogno all'orizzonte, manca le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre mostra a tutti il mio cuore che hai acceso, chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Con te partirò, paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari e io lo so, non esistono più. Con te io li vivrò. Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte, mancan le parole. E io sì lo so che sei con me, con me. Tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì vivrò con te.
Okay. So this one was Andrea Bocelli and Aida Garifulina singing this version live of Conte Partirò. This time we're having the opportunity of listening to the original singer of this song doing it live around 10 years ago. Your thoughts, Rafa?
Okay, can you hear me?
I do.
Yeah, great. Okay, honestly, not much to say. The beginning for me was great because it was very organic. I very like when in a live concert somebody says, or in an impustaneous way, somebody makes a mistake or something. Very human, when you are doing something in a performance, in the stage around, I don't know, 2,000 people, 5,000 people, whatever. And somebody says, hey, stop once again because blah, 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 whatever happens. And then once again, in 1, 2, 3, and let's keep going. I really like that. Made me crazy, but call me crazy, but I really like that. As I said, it's very organic, it's very spontaneous. Um, the orchestra, from my point of view, it was great. It was a very good sound. Is very intuitive, good arrangements. The volume, the melism, the wave, that the orchestra has at this point in this performance, I think was, let's say, perfect in a word. Okay. What I do not like is that I'm not so fond, Richard. That I'm not so fond about when a duet uh, performs some song, when the duo just singing flat in the very same pitch. My point of view is so why are you doing a duo if you are going to sing the very same? The only difference is because she is a soprano and Andrea is a tenor. But okay, it's fine, but they are doing the same. I do like very much when people in a duo or in a duet, they play with the pitches, with the notes, and they just let's say have this communication when they are singing, and has to be this kind of role and you need to be in a different environment because you are in a duet. You are not making alone. When you're making alone, it's fine, doesn't matter. Or if somebody's making some chorus behind of you, it's fine, doesn't matter. But when you are in a concert performing in a duet, give me more, give me more. That's my point of view. Soprano, it's okay, not shining because there's no field in which we can see that she could shine in some part of the piece, and neither Andreas. Andreas in the beginning starts very well. His beginning is strong, is fine, but I will say that, as you said, because maybe it's the latest concert that he gave to an audience, and obviously the time is the time, and the voice, it's a muscle at the end, and it weighs by the time. So it's not the Andreas that we used to heard in the 90s. So as I said, not much to say for them. It's fine, but it's just fine, let's say, in a way.
You know what I think? I think that they really didn't prepare this duet enough. In fact, the construction of the duet, besides what you're saying, that they are basically singing the same line, what is usually done is the soprano does one part, usually speaking, in the first part, and then the following part speaks the tenor and sings, and at the end they join their voices. In this, it is Andrea singing, Andrea the introduction, then soprano and tenor together, then again Andrea speaking, and then soprano and tenor joining their voices. It's a very strange construction, which makes me think, and because of what I see, Aida is not that comfortable with the song. I don't see her comfortable with the style and the words. I think she's, and I want to mention it because I have noticed it with singers. We also mentioned it when we talked about My Way, that it was a Korean baritone, a beautiful voice, but that he really didn't understand the style. I feel the same about Aida. I know she's a great singer, but here she's like reluctant, like trying to control, like trying to find herself.
Yeah,
And
struggling. Yes.
not so convinced about what she's doing. Um, Maybe that's part of the reason why she didn't sing the two part, at least one of the spoken parts, because it is clearly Italian. Quando sono solo, sono da 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 da, and maybe she was struggling with that number of Italian because I have seen other Slavic voices struggling with Italian, so probably that could be the case. We don't know, but yeah, I feel that like they didn't really prepare this duet that much. I am surprised to see that Bocelli could still hang for the final note somewhere around 8 and 9 seconds, which is a lot more than many other singers. Of course, he has tried it or he has done it, I don't know, maybe 1,000 times.
Yeah,
So
1,000 times, yes.
so he knows how to go for it. I'm not so happy about the quality of the final note for any of the two. It feels like a little off pitch. It feels like a little off below the note. I feel that they sacrificed the shine of the note for the duration, you know? Like that. Then instead of, like open, shiny, powerful. Because if you notice, the two of them are like that. They are not really going for the note. They are like staying in the back seat and somehow trying to play with the note so that the duration is fair enough. I don't know, maybe because I have seen Bocelli doing with Brightman and many other singers. It's like, so far, I know
it's not convincible. Yes, not convinced.
No, we're going to do the voting at the end, but now you can see that I'm really not so happy about it.
I agree, yeah.
So that was with Andrea Bocelli and Aida Garifulina. And they also, in the second part, don't ask me why. She says, time to say goodbye. I suppose they agreed to say time to say goodbye. But it's weird that they are doing the whole thing in Italian and just in the middle say, time to say goodbye, because it comes all out of nowhere. So I believe this is one of the weirdest versions of the duet that I have
notice. No.
that I have seen. Okay, so why don't we go for the second one that we have today here, and we have the tenore carabiniere Roberto Lenocci and the mezzo soprano Anna Konovalova. So let's go for it.
Sola sogno all'orizzonte e mancan le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei finestre, mostra a tutti il mio cuore che hai acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Con te partirò, paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te, adesso sì rivivrò con te, partirò su navi per mari che io lo so non resistono più, con te io li vivrò. Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte, mancan le parole, e io sì lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me, mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Con te partirò, paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te, adesso sì li vivrò con te, partirò su navi per mari che io lo so non esistono più, con te io li rivivrò, con te partirò su navi per mari che io lo so non esistono più, con te io li rivivrò, con te
So, Rafa, I think that the impression of il tenore carabiniere Roberto Lenocci and mezzosoprano Anna Konovalova, it feels different right after having heard the other duet between Bocelli and Garifulina. I think that after having heard Bocelli and Garifulina, I think I like these two more. But share with us your thoughts. What do you think about this one?
Yes. In fact, at the end, yes, as you're right, it's better for my point of view. At the end, it's in here, they have more, let's say, interpretation between them. Even though I really don't like too much at the end, she's beautiful. We can see that. I think she's great as a mezzo soprano. I think she do it very well. She has a good technique to sing. It's a brilliant technique, let's say, but at the end, she did it well in a sufficient performance. I also like particularly the dressing of the orchestra, the guys of the orchestra. The costume was kind of soldiers, or I don't know what kind of dressing they used in there. it's a good detail over there. What I could hear, that it was awful. In fact, it was the quality of the microphones. There was a puff, a lot of pops in there. So this is not good for this kind of events or concerts. When they takes their hands and makes no natural movements in the stage, you say, okay, it's fine, but at the end, it's as I said, is for me is not convinced. It's not natural. And at the end, Roberto, I think so, good tenor, but it seems to be kind of scared, very serious, nervous, and he was like maybe he was going to be in a in an audience in, I don't know, in La Voz or something like this.
Auditioning, you mean, right?
Yes, You Got Talent or something like this, you know. So, I don't know. It seems that he doesn't um, um, he doesn't likes to be in there, you know. It was not convinced to be in there or something like this. He did not join, let's say, that way. That's my point of view.
Yeah, and sure, a little to add to your perspective on the body language, I noticed that the mezzo, Anna Konovalova, looks often at Roberto and she smiles. Most of the time she
Yes.
looks at him and she's smiling. But you look at Roberto, and Roberto doesn't look at her. He's not smiling. He's lost somewhere. And I think well, we can see it because we are watching the recording on camera. But I think that when you're in the public and you notice that one of them is trying to connect and the other is in his own land, it feels like weird because at the end that connection is not happening. And these are duets basically because you are adding the talent of two people to make something even better than when there is one singer alone. So I really think that maybe because of that panic on Roberto's side or whatever it was, is that he really didn't want to or didn't care, or maybe he forgot because for being nervous to take a look at, hey, you have a beautiful woman singing by your side with a very beautiful voice. So try to connect so that the experience of people is better. I also noticed that Roberto sings very loud. It is unnecessary to sing that loud because at the end,
yes,
he struggles with the high note. But of course, if you're continuously singing high and high and high, by the time you reach the high note, you are already tired. And in fact, the way the two of them do the final note, because, you know, there is a preparation. It is, Io conte, da conte. It's basically the conte. You have to jump into that. But she does like, con, and he does it, tonta, like one very slow and the other like rushing. And it feels weird how they attack the final note. They really didn't agree on how to do it. And I noticed that when Roberto is about to crack the note, he does something that is going to hurt his instrument later. He opens and opens and opens the mouth. By the end, by the end, because the e, the sound of e, conte, parti, yo conte, it's an e, it's like an horizontal opening of the mouth. He does this, instead of saying te, he says like opening. Yeah. So because he's trying to control both the quality of the note and the sound and the volume. And
yeah, I agree.
That is not nice to see because the more he opens his mouth, the more you are aware that he's in trouble. from my perspective, and maybe that's because he didn't want to appear short in breath compared to the mezzo, but I think that it should have been better to just stop, because I think that the moment the mezzo have noticed that he stopped earlier, she would have stopped also, instead of exposing, because he could have cracked that note horribly. Fortunately, he failed and stumbled, but didn't crack. But he was almost cracking the note. I also believe maybe the nervous because of the number of people in the audience, etc. But I also think this is a matter of experience.
Yeah, could be.
The way we saw Bocelli, who has sung his song 1,000 times, maybe for Roberto, this is the first or the very first times he sings this song. So he's not comfortable. He doesn't know how, because for opera singers, it is called poner en gola. And poner en gola means that the muscles are ready and understand what they have to do. Because people who don't sing don't know it, but you sing, so you know. When you know that there is a challenging passage coming, you usually get ready. You know if you have to rest a little, you know if you have to increase the voice, you know that here maybe you have to rest. So the brain and the muscles do a lot of calculations so that you can carry on with the piece. But when you are not familiar enough with it, it is like you are still learning. And when you're still learning, of course, there is, for instance, a song from the musical comedy, and it is very common in music comedy, in the musicals from American and British comedies, that they don't go higher than a G usually, but they usually keep long notes. But since the singer is familiar with that, he knows he has to make a pause, not an obvious pause, but he knows that whatever he's doing, he does a pause so that he can go for the note and look comfortable. But when your body doesn't know, happens what we saw here. Suddenly, like, I have to sing the note because the moment arrived. And the final part is what doesn't make me feel comfortable. I think he does a good effort. It wouldn't be my choice to take a copy of this duet, not this version, personally. But anything else that you would like to add to this version, Rafa?
Sorry, once again, because it's cut off the sound.
If you want to make any other comment on this duet, or can we move for the final?
Just at the end, that it's kind of what you are saying, and and what I said just in a previous moment, it's a kind of pity, that because of that types of insuredness or not safety, that when you are not comfortable, and maybe, as you said, it's a kind of lack of experience or something like this that happens, because at the end it was a great audience, as you can see in the over there. It was a great audience, so you need to approach and achieve the opportunity, to be in there. But at the end, that's the way it is. It was not so bad in a way. It's not so bad. It was fine. I will say it was fine at the end. We can go forward if you want.
Let's go for the final version of today's program. We are having Maria Leticia, Costa Rican soprano, and Rafael Davila, tenor. They are singing this duet that we have been talking about, but let me push play and see how they do it. I said Costa Rica, no, it is Puerto Rico, sorry.
Solo
So, Rafa, your thoughts on this rendition by soprano Maria Letizia and Rafael Dávila?
Wow, wow, wow. What a great interpretation, performance. I'm really in love with her.
Yeah, it's
She's
impossible.
she's
Yeah,
she's
impossible not to be in
awesome.
love with her. Yeah.
That's right, that's right. She's great. Her voice is beautiful. She has an attitude, a really attitude to act. In fact, to act the performing. The 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 song she feels in more deeper in her heart what she's saying. She smiles. She's pretty. It's they look each other. Even they look each other. They are smiling. This guy has an excellent voice. Very. I don't know how to say in English. Varonil.
Yeah.
Very
Manly
uh,
voice.
manly voice. A very manly voice. Their because it's them. In this case, they have a great look, very strong, very secure on the stage. She's very muy femenina. I don't know how to say once again. Sorry, in English, but
Yeah.
she
Like
has a lot of
female looking.
female looking. Yes, she's great, and the interpretation is great. The duet is great. They, as I said in my first comment, they are playing with a tonic pitch. They are a third in there. They're making some melismas in there, and the final is great. I don't have another words that I'm in love with her, and this guy is great. So uh, 10 to 10.
The two of them are great for sure. I mean, we really need to agree that the two of them have very great voices. There is something that I like in hers more than I like in him. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
the quality of the voice of the tenor is very nice, very homogeneous,
Mm-hmm.
nice way of going high, nice way of going to the middle. So he really manages his voice. But
Mm-hmm.
but mm, he doesn't need the full operatic impostation for the beginning of the
Mm-hmm.
phrases. Quando sono solo sogno all'orizzonte mancan le
That's right.
parole.
Yes.
And he sings it like if it
Was
was
too easy for
Puccini.
him.
Yeah. Quando sono solo sono la 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 la. And you don't need to do that. We already know you're a tenor. So maybe he's not very used or he's not very comfortable with not using the full impostation and says, well, I'm going to play safe, and the way to play safe is to sing everything in impostation. But personally, I don't like that being done that way. That's what I didn't like. Not that I didn't like his voice, but that I think he should have not sing that with the operatic impostation. That part at least. And what I liked about her is what you mentioned around she playing with some syllables and sounds and makes some use of melismas, and the way she attacks some phrases tells you that she really studied the song and wanted to do something with it. When she says, there's this phrase, and you can compare him to hers. He says, Con te partirò. He says, Con te partirò. And she says, Con te partirò. You see, the way she plays with each of the syllables, Con te partirò. She's doing it syllable by syllable, softly, piano, giving enough time, connecting each of the syllables, and what she does is very, very beautiful. He has a beautiful voice, but he just says,
That's great.
Con
Yes.
te partido. So, comparing con te partido, Con te partirò. That's what, from my perspective, makes the difference between a good singer and a great artist. And for me, she is a great artist. She understands how to use her voice in details such as that. Of course, we need to add her body language. Whenever she says con te partirò, and then later por ti volaré, she opens her hands, says con te partirò. And the hands do not look stiff. They don't look artificial. They don't say 1 second, 1 second,
No,
1
no,
second,
no.
1 second. No,
It's natural.
Partirò.
No, it's natural.
So she's saying the phrase con te, playing with con te partirò. And it's like she's hugging you. That's pretty, pretty, pretty nice to see. She's not doing it only with her body, but with her voice. So for me, she's not only a good singer, but a great artist. One of the very few great artists that we have had. So Puerto Rico is very lucky to have Maria Leticia as one of
she's
the
great.
singers.
She is so great.
And
yes.
they go for the final note. The two of them are very secure. They go and hit from
straight to there,
from their own resources, and keep it steady for the duration that they agreed to keep it. There is no hesitation. There is not you again, like backwards, not going for the note. So I think they did they did a very good job in the overall of this. Only just to be fair, I would say Maria Leticia, great artist, and he is a good singer. That could be my only difference here. So I think, Raffa, it's time for us to vote now. And it's time to vote for Andrea Bocelli and Aida Garifulina.
I will say middle tending to down.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, and I really like Andrea Bocelli, but in this time, so sorry, but
yeah, my thoughts are similar.
He was not prepared as much as should be. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I understand the pass of time in his voice. I noticed experience in. Yeah, but Aida seems disconnected, not comfortable, and all the things they share. So I would also say middle, more leaning towards to.
Yeah.
Not really. Okay. The second version, Il Tenore Carabiniere, Roberto, and the Mezzo Anna Konovalova.
Maybe towards to thumbs up. No, as I said, not so bad. It was good. She's pretty. She has a good technique. It's a good. I will say that she's better than him at the end, in the presence, in the stage, in the voice, and in the experience, I would say. And I think she saved the performance.
This is the second time we agree. I would also say it is middle, more towards to heads up, thumbs up, but it is mainly because of hers. Yeah, her voice is running well, good projection. She's doing a good job. Maybe her with another tenor could have been a better job, but well, it is what it is.
That's right.
And finally, I still need to ask Maria Leticia and Rafael Davila.
My girlfriend, Maria, yes. Yeah, totally. One. I really love that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous, and this man's voice is also very, very, very good. So, of course, from my perspective, also this is another thumbs up. They really deserved it. Well, this was today's program. Hope you enjoyed it. And here, I think it was a the mix was very good to prove that how a very well-known song can provide so many different results from singers, even from the owner of the song, how things can look differently. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for having joined us today, and we will be seeing you the next time. Thank you.
You can follow our channel for the latest updates and more content. Opera We Love Singing, in just one word. Link in the description of the episode.